Todd Barclay.
Speaker, it's a privilege to be able to speak in this general debate. As a country, we've got a lot to be proud of and a lot to be positive about. And it's great to be part of a government that's taking the issue around home ownership very seriously. We've got a wide suite of reforms targeted at getting people into their first home and first rung on the property ladder, Mr Speaker. We've got a suite of policies as part of our agenda, and in my electorate we've benefited from many of those as well. And there's plenty more to come, Mr Speaker. We're creating special housing areas across the country and high demand areas across New Zealand to help fast-track people into their first homes and the building of first homes, Mr Speaker. We're reforming the Resource Management Act, very important piece of legislation that we've been campaigning on since we came into government to reform. And we hope to get the greater support across the House to get that through, Mr Speaker. We're introducing bright line tests as well, which is assisting in the property tax space, Mr Speaker. We're looking at a number of different initiatives to try and broaden the opportunity for people to get into their first homes. We're releasing a national policy statement requiring councils to ensure land supply for housing keeps up with the pace of growth. Very important, Mr Speaker. Land supply, opening up land for building, for housing development is one of the critical things that we can do and to help councils do as well, Mr Speaker. We're just on the weekend we've announced a $1 billion infrastructure fund to accelerate new housing infrastructure in areas of high growth. Part of my electorate is Queenstown, and that's an area of high growth, Mr Speaker. And it's interesting, only about a year ago when Nick Smith was down in Queenstown announcing the housing accord down there, Phil Twyford said, "Oh, you don't need to worry about going down there. Housing problems are only in Auckland." How far could he have been from the truth, Mr Speaker? We're experiencing challenging growth across the country, largely in my electorate actually off the back of the success of the tourism industry, Mr Speaker. And it's another platform that the government's supporting hugely through the investment that we're doing in terms of attracting high-value tourists to this country. But Queenstown, nevertheless, does have a housing affordability issue. And for Phil Twyford to go down there just a couple of months ago, he completely changed his tune, saying, "Oh yes, the government needs to be doing more." Had he spent more than a day there, he would have realised the government is doing a significant amount, Mr Speaker. On top of those, these other initiatives that I've talked about, Mr Speaker, we've got a wide-ranging suite of initiatives. The KiwiSaver Homestart initiative has made a significant contribution to allowing young families getting into their first homes, Mr Speaker. Labor Party policy, on the other hand, their silver bullet to this issue is to ban Chinese-sounding people into the housing market. Well, Mr Speaker, I'm not sure where Phil Twyford's been, but there are a significant amount of voters that have Chinese-sounding names, and they're making a significant contribution to our economy, many of whom have been here for a long period of time. So I look forward to the Labor Party's announcement over the weekend. Hopefully it's not a regurgitation of the same old thing. Flip-flopping of the Labor Party over housing has been astounding, Mr Speaker. They said they would scrap the Homestart initiative. One of the key pillars of supporting young families into their first homes. Phil Twyford said he's been in favour of selling state housing to social housing providers. Now he's opposed to it, Mr Speaker. How ridiculous is that? One of the things that we're proud of in Queenstown is the passing of 7 special housing areas into the area, dating right back to December 2014 when Bridesdale Farm was brought online, bringing on board an additional 140 houses. All sections have been sold. The second special housing area was Onslow Road, bringing on an additional 20 homes. And over the last month, we've had 5 further special housing areas announced. Arthur's Point, bringing on 70 new homes. Gorge Road, bringing on 150 new homes. Arrowtown Retirement Village, accommodating 175 elderly, along with a 100-bed aged care facility. Significant issue that we don't have retirement capacity in Queenstown at the moment. This is just one initiative that the government has allowed to support come into our region. Shot over country, Mr Speaker, bringing on 95 new homes. And our 7th housing area just announced yesterday, Ladies Mile, our second retirement village coming into the district, Mr Speaker. Over the last couple of years, under the government special housing areas initiative alone, we've introduced 7 special housing areas with 1,000 new homes into the district, Mr Speaker. We're a government that is tackling this issue. We've got a lot in train and we're seeing great results. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Make